It's Wednesday the 16th of December. I don't know about you, but I get a bit confused when everyone's wearing a mask. Sometimes I can't hear what people are saying, and I think it's because I'm starting to rely on lip reading. So I'm at that age, and I can't recognise people, you know, when their mouth and nose are covered over. So I'm sorry if I've called you by the wrong name recently. But it's not something new. I've always been a bit confused. I remember the first time I went round to call for Jill. We just started going out, and her uncle opened the door, and I said, "Oh, hi, is Christine in?" And he looked very amused, and he turned around and very sarcastically shouted, "Christine, it's your boyfriend." Of course, I didn't know what was wrong. I'd forgotten she was called Jill, but she came out and reminded me, and well, she's reminded me ever since I got it wrong. The reading that's set for today is Luke chapter 9, and in there John the Baptist seems to be a bit confused about who Jesus is. And that's strange, because it's the same John the Baptist who had baptized Jesus in the river. It's the same John the Baptist who had seen the dove descending on him, God's Holy Spirit. And he heard those words, you know, "You are my son, whom I love. With you I'm well pleased." I don't think John should have had doubts about Jesus, but maybe he was starting to question, you know, is this really, can it really be true? You know that John the Baptist was related to Jesus, and I suppose maybe thinking, you know, he's just one of my relatives, can he really be the Messiah? And starting to have doubts creeping in. But we all have doubts. Maybe this Christmas time you're suffering from doubts about, you know, who Jesus is. Hearing again that familiar story of someone being born in a stable. Things hadn't turned out the way John the Baptist expected them to. John the Baptist, I think, was expecting to have a Messiah who would lead some sort of military revolt and overturn the rule of the occupying people. But he sent his disciples to ask, and what Jesus said to him was great. He said, you know, the blind receive their sight, the lame walk, those who have leprosy are cured, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, the good news is being proclaimed to the poor. So that was the message that Jesus gave him back, trying to reassure him. I think that you know, we've all been locked up for a while with COVID, and maybe we're filled with doubts about God's love and about God's power. So what do we learn from this passage? Well, it's normal to have doubts and to re-examine our faith from time to time. Even John the Baptist did it. We can follow John's example. He asked Jesus, you know, are you the one? And if we're having doubts about Jesus, let's not just reflect on it, but let us ask him in prayer to remind us who he is, and then to realise afresh the miraculous nature of God's own Son. Jesus could only do the things he was doing if he really was who he claimed to be, the Messiah. So may we grow to see Jesus more clearly, to love him more dearly, and to follow him more nearly this Christmas season and forever. Bye for now.